In the busy city of Lagos, a young couple named Obi and Nneka moved into their dream house. It was in Sunrise Estate, a place so nice it made them smile just looking at it. 5 years ago, life was not easy. Obi was a poor boy working for Iron Uncle, a man who sold roofing sheets and nails. Nneka had a small shop where she sold rice, beans, and fried plantains. They had little money, but their love was big. The day Obi came from his village in Abia, he saw Nneka and said, "Nneka, one day I will marry you." She laughed, but soon, they became husband and wife. Obi worked hard for Iron Uncle. He carried heavy roofing sheets under the hot sun, never complaining. His boss noticed and gave him a big job, supplying roofs for a new market. Suddenly, Obi's life changed. He opened his own roofing shop and even hired boys to work for him. He married Nneka, and now, they needed a home to start their family. After searching for weeks, a house agent showed them Lady V's apartment. It was perfect, clean, bright, and close to the market. "We love it," Nneka said happily. But as they signed the papers, the agent's face turned serious. He whispered, "Listen, the landlady, Lady V, never call her mama or old woman. Only Lady V. And always keep your doors locked at night." Obi frowned. "Why? Is she not an old woman?" The agent looked around nervously. "Just be careful." That night, as Obi and Nneka slept, a strange sound came from outside, soft footsteps, like someone small was walking past their door. But when Obi checked, no one was there. Lady V was not like other grandmothers. At 70 years old, she looked younger than most 40-year-olds, smooth skin, bright eyes, and always dressed like a Nollywood star. When Obi and Nneka first met her, they almost laughed. "This is our landlady." "No way," Nneka whispered. The agent had warned them, never call her mama or she'll snap. And it was true. Lady V was a happening mama. She spoke Spanish and Italian, flew to London every 6 months, and wore makeup better than Instagram influencers. She got her name, Lady V, from her frequent trips to visit her daughters abroad. But one day, a young plumber made a big mistake. "Good afternoon, Mama," he greeted cheerfully. Lady V exploded. "Come back, you foolish boy," she yelled, her voice sharp as a knife. "Look at me. Do I look like your mama? I'm more elegant than your village wife." The poor plumber stammered, Sorry. She nearly slapped his teeth out before security dragged her away. Obi and Nneka laughed about it later. "That woman is crazy," Obi chuckled. But they didn't know. Lady V had a dark secret. The truth behind her youth. Nobody knew why Lady V stayed so young. Why she hated being called mama. Or why she never got sick. Until a few months later, Nneka gave birth to a baby girl, Kosi. And that was when strange things started happening. Obi and Nneka were overjoyed when their baby girl, Kosi, was born. When they brought her home from the hospital, friends, neighbors, and even customers from Nneka's food shop came with gifts, clothes, toys, and money. Their small apartment was filled with laughter and happiness. A few days later, Lady V arrived with a big bag of gifts. "Thank you, Lady V," Nneka said, smiling as she welcomed her inside. As they sat in the living room, Lady V looked around. "Nneka, where is your mother? Or Obi's mother? Who is helping you bathe this baby?" The couple exchanged sad glances. "We don't have parents," Obi admitted. "We are following the nurse's instructions and learning from the internet." Lady V shook her head, her eyes filled with fake pity. "Oh. First-time parents struggling alone. Let me help you. I'll come every morning and evening to bathe little Kosi until you learn." Obi and Nneka were so relieved. They didn't know they had just invited danger into their home. The sinister ritual. That evening, Lady V bathed Kosi with warm water and special oils, massaging her gently. She even dressed her in cute new clothes. "Wow. She's sleeping so well," Nneka whispered as Kosi dozed off peacefully. But what they didn't see. Lady V secretly poured some of Kosi's bathwater into a small bottle and hid it in her purse. She did this every single time she came. A month later, something was wrong. Kosi's once soft skin began to break out in angry red rashes. At first, Obi and Nneka thought it was just baby acne. They bought creams, powders, nothing worked. Then, the rashes spread. Patches of rough, scaly skin covered Kosi's tiny body. Her beautiful face became unrecognizable. Terrified, Obi and Nneka rushed her to the hospital. The doctor ran tests, frowning. This is severe dermatitis, but something about it is strange. Meanwhile, Lady V's skin grew smoother. Her wrinkles faded. And when she looked in the mirror, she smiled. The doctors gave Obi and Neko many medicines for baby Kosi, but nothing worked. Her soft skin turned red, then rough, then covered in dark, wrinkly patches. By 3 months old, Kosi no longer looked like a baby, she looked like a tiny, sick old woman. Worst of all, she never stopped crying. Her painful wails filled the apartment, the compound, even the street outside. Neighbors knocked on their door with strange advice. Rub lizard skin and chalk on her, one said. Python oil will cure her, another insisted. Neko shook her head. She would never try such things on her baby. But as weeks passed, Kosi stopped drinking milk. Her tiny body grew thinner, weaker. She no longer cried, just whimpered, like a candle flickering before it dies. Obi and Neko were broken. They visited every hospital, saw every specialist, spent all their money, but Kosi only got worse. One night, as Obi held his frail daughter, he noticed something horrifying. Her tiny hands were aging. Her fingernails thickened like an old woman's. Her breaths became shallow, slow. And in the mirror across the room, Obi saw his own face, now with new wrinkles he'd never had before. Lady V kept visiting every day, her face a perfect mask of concern. Neko, my dear, have you tried that new hospital in Victoria Island? She would ask, shaking her head sadly. I can give you money for the bills again, this poor child breaks my heart. But behind her sweet words, her secret continued. Each bath time, she still stole drops of Kosi's bathwater, hiding them in small vials that clinked softly in her bag. Then came the terrible night. Kosi's tiny body suddenly burned like fire. Neko screamed when her baby started shaking violently, little arms and legs jerking uncontrollably. Obi, she's dying. Neko's scream tore through the apartment. They raced through Lagos midnight streets, their dying baby wrapped in a thin blanket. At the hospital, doctors swarmed around Kosi like bees, attaching tubes and wires to her wrinkled, old-looking skin. When the doctor finally came out, his face told the story before he spoke. Your daughter, she's very sick. The infection has spread. We need to keep her here. Neko collapsed right there on the cold hospital floor. All the strength left Obi's body as he sank down beside her. The tiles felt like ice against his skin, or was that just the cold fear gripping his heart? Meanwhile, back at Sunrise Estate, Lady V stood before her bathroom mirror, rubbing Kosi's stolen bathwater into her face. As the liquid touched her skin, something magical happened. Her wrinkles smoothed out like melting butter. Her grey hairs darkened. She looked 10 years younger in seconds. She smiled at her reflection. Soon, little Kosi. Very soon. Obi's roofing business was crumbling. He had to send his workers away, and his shop was now empty, no sheets, no nails, nothing. To keep his loyal customers, he bought materials on credit, praying for a miracle. Desperate, Obi and Neko sold their little Toyota Corolla, their TV, even their fridge, anything to pay Kosi's hospital bills. Their baby girl lay in the NICU, barely alive. Machines fed her, breathed for her, cleaned her blood. Every day, the couple watched their child wither like a dying flower, trapped between life and death. Then, one morning, a knock at the door. Obi opened it to see Boston, his former mentor, the man who had given him his first big roofing contract. Obi, what is happening? Boston's eyes swept across the bare living room. I went to your shop, empty. Now your house, empty. Where is your furniture? Your business? Obi's voice cracked. It's Kosi, sir. She's dying in the hospital. We've sold everything to save her. Boston's face darkened. You mean you've been suffering alone? Foolish boy. Take me to her now. At the hospital, when Boston saw Kosi, her wrinkled skin, her frail body, he staggered back, hands on his head. Obi, this is not sickness. His voice dropped to a whisper. This is evil. A curse. Then, his eyes narrowed. Tell me, who has been near this child? Obi hesitated. Only us and our landlady, Lady V. She helped bathe Kosi every day. Boston's face turned to stone. Obi, that woman is stealing your child's life. Boston grabbed Obi's shoulders. Listen. Lady V is no ordinary woman. She steals children's youth to stay young. That's why she took Kosi's bathwater. Obi's blood ran cold. What do? We break her curse, Boston said. We need something that belongs to her. That night, They crept into Lady V's house. The walls were covered with photos of her, never aging. In her bedroom, they found small bottles filled with cloudy water, each labeled with a child's name. Kosi's bathwater. Nneka gasped. Boston grabbed one bottle. Quick, spill it, now. Obi poured the water onto the floor. At once, Lady V's voice screeched from the doorway, "Eno." She lunged at them, but then something terrifying happened. Lady V began to age. Her skin wrinkled. Her hair turned white. Within seconds, she collapsed into a weak, old woman. "You ruined everything," she croaked. Back at the hospital, Kosi's rashes faded. Her soft baby skin returned. She opened her eyes and giggled, healthy again. Obi and Nneka cried tears of joy. Lady V's curse was broken. As for Lady V, she vanished that night. Some say she turned to dust. Others swear they see an old, hunched woman near the estate, still searching for young children's bathwater.